everyone, welcome back to Concrete Gardens Homestead. And this is Carla, and gosh, I'm so excited to be with you all again. I know it's been a couple of weeks since we've uploaded any videos, but guys, it has been just horrible weather in Southwest Missouri the last couple of weeks. The week of the 13th, oh my goodness, we had temperatures down into the 20s, 25 mile an hour winds, seemed like every day. It was just so cold. It was even too cold to be out even cleaning up the garden, getting it ready for spring. I just stayed in the house that whole week. I mean, I worked. I went to work, of course, but in the evenings after work or on the weekends, we didn't get outside. It was just too cold. And then last week, we just had a ton of rain. We had, I think, 3 days of rain, but we really got hit hard just Thursday, Friday, today, Saturday, but just the last couple of nights really got hit hard. Thursday night, we had some severe thunderstorms in the area. We didn't have any damage or anything here at our home, but a lot of people did get some damage. But we did get like 6 inches of rain. So just a ton of rain. Our backyard is kind of really squishy and flooded in different areas, but I'm up on the deck tonight because I've been waiting for a pretty day. It got to be about 57 degrees today. So exciting. That's the first time that's happened since like the first week of March, when I thought maybe spring really was going to be here. But no, Mother Nature was just teasing. But I've been really looking forward to doing a video on these GreenStalks with you guys, because we bought these when they ran their sale back in February. GreenStalks ran a buy one get one sale for 50% off, and Left Brain got a little crazy. He got us 2 sets. And then we decided that we needed to get Grandma Shoddy one, because she's just moving off of her farm that she's been on for many, many years to an apartment, just so it's easier to take care of, which is so understandable. And so, but she's always had a garden, and so we decided, oh, she needed one of these to get her going where she can still have a garden even though she's in an apartment. So we ended up with 1 more. So that's why we have 5 here all around me, and I'm going to go through these in a little bit. But this is the Leafy GreenStalk, and this is what we're going to plant all of our salad greens in. I've got some trays over here that I'll show you in a minute of lettuce and some things that I started indoors it's been about 3 weeks ago. My original plan was to get them out in a GreenStalk in 2 weeks, but the weather just has not cooperated. So they're about 3 weeks old in the trays. So this is the Leafy, and it's a shorter base for planting. It's only 7 inches deep, because lettuces and things like that, even radishes, none of those things really have a huge root structure or need a lot of room. They have a shallow root structure, so you don't need a lot of dirt, a lot of space for leafy type greens. And what the nice thing is, though, is it comes with 7 containers, so you have 42 spots to plant things in. That's a lot of spots. So a lot of different things we're going to try this year in our salads. We're going to try to eat a lot more salads this year. We're really looking forward to that, and the kids are on board with it. We're going to try to have at least a salad every day, if not 2. So anyway, that's the plan. Now this one over here is called the original GreenStalk, and you can see its pockets are much deeper. They're 10 inches deep, and they hold a lot more dirt. And so you can plant things in these carrots. My friends that have GreenStalks, and this will be my first year just to say, to use a GreenStalk. I've been wanting one to try, and this is my first year, but I have friends that have used them for a couple of years now very successfully. They grow beans and broccoli and all kinds of things in this original, and so I'm looking forward to that. Because we have the extra one, the 5th one, I'm gonna plant it just full of green beans, guys. I mean, if you've ever picked green beans in a row that have been planted in the ground, not even in a raised bed, which is where my green beans have been the last 2 years. If you've ever done that, and you're I'm gonna say over 40, you know how hard that is to do. And I thought, oh my goodness, I have an extra GreenStalk. I'm gonna plant one of these originals with nothing but green beans in it, and I'm gonna use bamboo stakes. Now they make GreenStalk makes plant supports. I want to say they're about $20 each that fit on these, and they stick out about this far, and they support plants like you put one up here to support what you're planting here, like a bean or something. But I also think I can probably, I'm just going to try to get away with bamboo poles that I already have this year. I'm just trying not to spend so much money this first year. I mean, just getting the green stalks was an investment. So just got to, stair step into some of these things. But we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely going to plant one full of green beans, and I'm going to sit on a stool this year to pick them and just spin it. Now, doesn't that sound wonderful? It sounds wonderful to me, because I've been leaning over these rows for an hour at a time picking green beans the last 2 years. One of these other originals is going to be full of strawberries, and it's going to stay right up here on the deck. Hopefully, if we can get enough sun and everything for them on the deck, and I think we can. But one of these is going to be full of strawberries on the deck, and the other one's going to be full of leafy greens, both right here next to the kitchen. So really excited. Now you do have to use a special soil in these. You can't just go out and dig dirt out of your yard or off of your farm and fill this full of a bunch of compacted dirt. Your vegetables are not going to get watered properly if you do that, and they're not going to grow properly in these containers. So GreenStalk, they send this nice little packet when they send you a GreenStalk. Every GreenStalk comes with one of these. So yes, we have 6 of these in the house, but you get instructions. It goes over in detail about using a potting soil mix, not to use raised bed soil or topsoil or garden soil. They also send you a free pack of carrots, and they send these cute little stickers that you can use. These are, Bethany just loves these. She loves stickers. Here's another one, an actual GreenStalk sticker. And then just a thank you. But anyway, you get this little packet, but right in here it goes over how to put these together, how the watering system works, and it's really cool. And then what kind of soil to use. And so, you know me, I'm a rule follower, always have been. I'm going to follow the rules, and I bought a potting mix just because it's lighter, it's airier, it already has some perlite in it. And I found this Pro Mix on sale at a big box store. Menards is where I got this, but I know they probably sell it at other big box stores. It was $5 off, and so I got it for $9.99 instead of $14.99. Now, it is an initial cost to fill one of these up, because the original, each tier takes 1 cubic foot of potting mix, and these Pro Mix bags for $9.99, we'll just say $10. They're 2 cubic feet in this compressed bag. So I'm going to need 2.5 of these, almost 3 of these, to do 1 GreenStalk. The good news is, though, guys, you can amend your soil every year. So yes, this year, a huge initial investment to get started. If you normal price on these is, I think, $149. I am going to tell you a little secret, though. They have a huge Mother's Day sale coming up just around the corner, or I should say they've had one every year for the last 2 years. I just always missed it, just never got in on it, and they don't run it for very long, so you've really got to be ready. I'll be sure and do a video to let you know, but it's go to their website, greenstalk.com, especially toward the end of April, beginning of May, and just keep following them, because I bet they run the same sale. These normally full price are like $149. Now again, we got ours buy one get one 50% off, so that really helped. But on Mother's Day, I want to say they're right at $99 each. And then if you only need one, there you go, $100. You've got yourself a garden. And if you need 3 of these, really, we'll just say $30 in potting mix. And you could fill this up, and then just some packets of seeds, and you can have a great summer garden and a great fall garden right in your GreenStalk, right on your back deck. These are so great. I just think for people that may be in apartments, that's why we ended up getting Grandma Shoddy one, which we ended up got her one for Mother's Day. So we're going to give it to her early so she can start growing some lettuce and some leafy greens and spinach. That's how we ended up with an extra one. That's why you see 5 here and not 6. The 6th one went to her, or is going to her tomorrow, actually. So, but anyway, $130, and then whatever the cost of the packets of seeds are that you decide to put in it, less than $150, and you can grow your own food, and that's your initial cost. These literally will last for years, and you can reuse your potting mix that's in them year after year. You will need to do some amendments to it each year. You're going to need to add, you know, some granular fertilizers and things like that. You know, amend your soil and spruce it up a bit each year before you replant, but it's not like buying $30 worth of potting mix again next year. So anyway, I just think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, as my daddy would say, and I'm anxious to try them out this year. My friends that have these, they have really done super, super good for them the last 2 years. So I'm just looking for a way to grow more food and to preserve more food for the family. And, you know, we just don't have every single raised bed built yet that we want to do. So we're going to add at least another 3 raised beds this year. And definitely, well, for our summer crops, they'll be in place, and for fall, but they're not in place right now. So these are coming in really handy for things like strawberries and our leafy greens that we need to get started right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get my soil mixed up here for you, and I'm going to add a bag of perlite. Now, it doesn't say that in the instructions, even though I'm a rule follower. I'm thinking if lightweight, airy soil is good, and this soil does have perlite in it, I can see it, I'm just going to add a little bit more. It also helps retain moisture, and here in southwest Missouri in the summertime, we're going to need all the retaining of moisture that we can get in these GreenStalks. So I figure it's probably just a good idea. This bag was, I think, $4 for 8 quarts, so this is not a real expensive ad for sure. But anyway, I've got my wheelbarrow here. I've already put 2 bags of the Pro Mix in my wheelbarrow. And I think just for ease of mixing, I'm just going to leave those 2 bags in for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and mix in the perlite. I've actually got a half a bag over here, still left over from my seed starting. And oh, before I do that, I just noticed one of the things that you may want to consider buying is one of these bases. Now this base, it's from GreenStalk. I've seen on YouTube where people do not recommend trying to do the knockoffs from Amazon. They just, excuse me, they just don't hold up. So we went ahead and spent the $60 on this one from GreenStalk because it has the wheels. If you just want it to spin and not have to move it around like on a deck like this, the spinner part is just $40. The wheels are a $20 add-on. And then, of course, the water that you put in the top up here drains into these little holes and fills up and runs out of this tube. And they send you just some tubing that you attach to that so you can direct it maybe off of your deck or whatever, off of your patio. So anyway, just mention that real quick before I get to mixing up soil. Sometimes I get ahead of myself or I forget. Just to go over this leafy with you real quick, the top part is the waterer, and you would fill this with water when you get ready to water it. As you can see, it's got a hole, and then the next tier, now this will be planted with lettuce. I don't want to put that in the dirt. Don't want to fill up those holes with dirt. This whole tier will be planted with different leafy greens in each pocket. And the water comes in, and on this first one, you don't have this little water disc. It goes on the bottom of this one. It's a special design, and you see how there's little holes. You would line the holes up so that the holes line up with the pockets on the next one down. So the holes are right here, and I'm lining the holes up with the pocket. That way, when this fills with water, it slowly drips into each pocket. So I have found it easier to attach this to the bottom of this. So in which case you would line the little holes up right here with the non-pocket, because that's where the next pocket's going to be below this. So anyway, that's what you do. And that is the unique patented water system with these GreenStalks. And then as you can see, they have these little cutout feet, so each one attaches to the tier down. So, but anyway, that's kind of how that works. And then the water thing goes on top. And we'll go over more of these as I get them planted, and as we water the first time, you'll see how to do it. It's super easy, and you can have one of these green stalks really anywhere. So I'm just gonna add some extra perlite into here. Oh yeah, remember how dusty this is? First time I did this when I was mixing up my seedling soil, my seedling mix. Remember I got choked. I don't learn well. See, I totally forgot and just dumped that in there. And then the other thing, this I'm so excited about adding into the soil, is my first harvest of my own worm castings. Look at that, guys. That is black gold. And I got almost 3/4 of a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, out of my worms just in 1 month. 1 month. So, and I've got some videos on harvesting these worm castings that we're going to get uploaded. But anyway, great deal. I'm going to mix those in, and then I'm going to save some and add to each pocket as well. Now, not everybody has their own worm farm. I've never had a worm farm, and I'm 56 years old, so I don't expect a lot of you to have a worm farm. I do have a video on how to set one up, and it's really easy to do, and they've been no problem at all. They've been in the house all winter. They do not smell. They don't cause us any trouble. They don't bark and yap and carry on, and they don't scream and yell at each other and fight like kids. So I tell you, I highly recommend the worms. I really do. But not everybody has a worm farm or wants a worm farm, and that's okay. You can buy worm castings. I got these. Vermistera is just a highly recommended company. I'm not sponsored by them, but a lot of YouTube gardeners that I watch, they highly recommend this company because their worm castings, I guess, are aged for 7 years, and you get this is a full 10-pound bag of nothing but worm castings. They're sifted, and it's 100% worm castings. There's no fillers or anything, so you're really getting your money's worth. Now, it is $25 a bag, and so that's a lot, but you could definitely use one bag and plant an entire GreenStalk with just one bag. And maybe, if you were conservative, maybe not even an entire bag, but I'd probably use the whole bag. It's recommended that you use 1 pound per 1 square foot. Oh, well, wait a minute. Well, that's 1 cubic foot. A little bit different. You'd have to do some math, and I'm not prepared today to do higher level math, but I know this treats 10 square feet of a garden, which is less than one of my, I remember thinking I was going to need more, like 2 bags to do one raised bed of mine. And I have 3 raised beds right now, and we're going to add 3 more. So it just gets really expensive to buy it. So anyway, I'm just going to mix this up in this wheelbarrow, and I'll probably stop talking while I do that and just get it all mixed up. One thing you definitely want to do is fill your dirt all the way to the top of these GreenStalks, of these pockets. You don't want to leave any gaps, because as you water, that dirt is going to recede anyway. So you definitely want to fill it up. Now you may have to have a little area here in the middle for that watering disc to fit, but out here in the pockets where we're going to be planting, you want to fill it up. And it's easier for me to do things from this stool than it is to get down on my hands and knees on the deck and plant the bottom tier. So I'm gonna go ahead, well actually I'm not gonna plant this bottom tier tonight. I need to harden off my lettuce starts and my spinach starts. I just need to harden them off one more day before I let them sit out here overnight. So I'm not gonna put them in here tonight, but I just want to show you, you've got to fill this up with your potting mix. And I may add a little bit more to these pockets as I plant, you know, just to get enough around the plants that I put in here. So I'm not too worried about it right now. I do need to just make a little area here. Just rake around this for that gray disc that I showed you to sit. And that should do it. And so that'll be our first tier. And I'm actually going to end up putting it over here on this table. So I'm going to move some stuff. And I'll show you my, put that down there. Oh, got my trusty notebook of everything I'm going to plant and how I've strategically thought out the GreenStalk and what I'm going to plant in each tier, how I'm going to succession plant this leafy greens so that we have lettuce all season long and not, you know, plant it all at once where you just get an overabundance of everything all at once. Okay, bear with me here. I'm just getting a spot made here where I can do this. But yeah, here I'll just show you these really quick. These are what I'm hardening off. This is going in this Leafy GreenStalk. I've got spinach over here. This is kale. I think this one is red Russian kale. This is free seed from Baker Creek. It's called Mizuno. I'd never heard of it before, but it's a type of mustard green. And then I've got my rainbow Swiss chard. They're on the outer row, and these are 3 weeks old this weekend. So I kind of wanted to get them in the GreenStalk right away, but the weather has been so bad the last 2 weeks, I just didn't have a way to get them hardened off. So they've been outdoors. Today was the 4th day, so today they spent about 3 hours outside. You know, you got to ease into that. And so I think tomorrow I may get them out maybe almost all day, and then I'll check the temperature. So I may not actually put these in the Leafy GreenStalk until Monday after work. So and then here's the one with the lettuce. This is red leaf lettuce, romaine, and then 3 different types of butter lettuce. I'm not sure what happened in this little tray. It looks like this one's really dry for some reason. Maybe its little hole on the bottom is blocked. And then here's that disc. And it looks like the holes are lined up perfectly to go into the pockets. Oh yeah, plenty of room. There's air between the gray disc and the top layer of dirt, and so there we go. That's going to work out great. So I'm just going to fill up the rest of these and get it all ready for planting. And we'll check back in as I plant tomorrow or Monday. I'll do another video of actually planting these seedlings that I've started indoors, getting them in the pockets. All right, thanks for tuning in with us, and please remember to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and share it on your social media. Share it with your friends. And give us some comments below, especially if you've used a GreenStalk before. Let me know what your favorite things to grow in a GreenStalk, or even if you think you might decide to get a GreenStalk, let me know that too. I would love to keep in touch with you and everything, and answer any questions that you might have. So leave me some comments. Let me know what you guys are planting in your GreenStalks. All right, gang. See you soon.